If you're retired or you're thinking about it and you like discovering new places and experiences in life, well then stick around because I reckon you're going to like this channel. G'day everyone, I'm Paul and welcome to Living Life, the channel that's about all information and real life experiences related to retirement, the wonderful world of travel and having a purpose in life. So what brings me to you? Well, after a 40-year plus working career, I found myself at the crossroads through the middle of 2023. You see, I just completed an overseas tenure, living and working in the UK, which, whilst was a fantastic experience, left me exhausted. I was in much need of a break, so a 3-month break then became 6 months. It also included my return to Australia. Did I enjoy the break? I certainly did, and I didn't really miss work at all. So 2024 rolls around and I go back to work for what was supposed to be an initial part-time role, 3-4 days a week. Well, after week 3, I found myself back on the treadmill of working full-time and going into the office every day. And don't get me wrong, whilst I was happy enough to do it, I was helping out the organisation by filling a gap, it quickly became apparent to me that I didn't want to live life under that framework anymore. So midway through 2024, I took another break to do exactly just that, but also to work out what I wanted my future to look like going forward. So not wanting to work in the manner just explained, an option for me was to retire. Could I retire? Well, yes, but did I want to? Not really. Partly because I didn't feel like I was ready, and partly because I still felt I had something to give. But above all, if I wasn't going to work, what was my purpose going to be? So this hung over me for a while, and I didn't want to go searching for that purpose. Because hey, how many times in life do you find something when you intently go looking for it? I wanted it to find me. Then in late October this year, 2024, a funny thing happened on the way to the bus stop. So I set off for the day, headed off to the bus stop, went across the street. It was one of those zebra crossings and, yep, the moment arrived. It happened. My conscience said to me, why don't you create a YouTube channel, share all of your knowledge and experiences and make that your purpose? And as I got to the other side of the street, I just went, yes, yes. And quite honestly, when I'd crossed the street, it literally felt like I'd stepped out of one world and into a brand new one. So off I headed to the bus stop. Now that was only a 2-minute walk away. And I kid you not, by the time I'd got to the bus stop, I'd conceived the name for this channel, exactly how you see it on the banner. So I think, oh, geez, I better get my phone out and start, jotting all this down before I lose the thought. And while I'm doing that, all these ideas for content just literally fell out of the sky. So again, I'm jotting this all down, voice to text, whatever, and I'm, oh, okay, well, hell, there's a bus. I better get on the bus. So I get on the bus and I find a seat in a quiet spot down the back. And I reckon I didn't put my head up for about half an hour because I was just continually getting all these information and ideas jotted down. If truth be known, I caught the bus that day deliberately because it was about a 50-minute journey to read some documents, some important documents that I needed to read through, sign and return. Well, it's fair to say they didn't get touched for a few days because this was just overwhelming me with information and excitement. And for the rest of that day and the days following, I was just continually swamped with ideas for content. It was just like every person or thing that I saw gave me an idea for content. So within a few days, I had pages and pages of content ideas and Living Life was born. Okay, with the background explained, let's put a bit of meat on the bone and I'll lay out how I perceive the channel's going to look. The first thing I want to mention, guys, is this channel is going to be about real life experiences and situations we all face. There's no rah-rah stuff, there's no pie in the sky stuff, but I will promise you there'll be a bit of fun thrown in as well. Okay, starting with retirement, planning and preparation. When's a good time to retire? How much do you need? Moving on then to superannuation, which really is a cornerstone of your retirement, or pension as you call it in the UK. Just to quickly add, there's no reference here to the age pension, and there's certainly no financial advice being given. When it comes to financial advice, you'll need to consult your financial planner. But what I do want to share with you is the information I've learned from my financial planner, together with independent research that I've done and conducted. I've listened to a lot of experts in this field and I got really personally invested in my own superannuation, and it's amazing what's out there to help you and things you can do to really bolster your superannuation so you can give yourself the best chance of maximising that when your day comes and you're thinking about retiring. Retirees, if you're already there, congratulations. But I want to hear from you. I'm really keen to understand how you got there, what was the motivation for doing it, and above all, how you're enjoying it so far. Elderly parents, so whether it's now or it's in the future, this is a reality we all have to face. I've been there. Both my parents have passed away. I've dealt with it. I know what that's like. I'm happy to share with you what that involved, how I dealt with it. I was there beside both of them in their final weeks. I dealt with the shock of my mother's short-term terminal illness. I dealt with my father aging, getting dementia, him having a fall at home, putting him into aged care, being the power of attorney, selling the family home, cleaning out the family home first. That was a huge job. Then arranging funerals, all of that, wrapping up the estate. It's a difficult time of life, but we all have to go through it. I've been there, I know what it's like, and I'm more than happy to share that with you, so you're basically ready as best you can for when that time inevitably comes. Cost saving. Who doesn't like getting a bargain or sniffing out a good deal? Even if you're well set up in life or you've still got good disposable income. Getting a good deal is not only a satisfactory feeling, but it also ensures that you can preserve your retirement nest egg for as long as possible. Health and active lifestyle for both men and women. And again, guys, I'm not here to give advice on this one, but staying active and being healthy is really important to me. I'm by no means perfect, and I've certainly got a few things that I need to manage with medication and regular checks, etc. But they're things I do that I can ensure that I always feel good. Now for the fun stuff, travel. Because after setting off overseas in 1988 to see the big wide world as a fresh-faced youngster, maybe without the mullet, it has been and continues to be my number one hobby. Having already seen a big chunk of the world, we'll cover things like all types of travel that go beyond planes, trains and automobiles. There's travel there for every budget and every sort of different persuasion. I'll share with you the places I've been to, the places I want to go to, the experiences I've had, things to be aware of, etc. Travel technology. Well, haven't we come a long way since the days of traveller's checks and Let's Go Europe type books like this one? Because travelling and dealing with foreign currency for that matter has become pretty easy in the scheme of things. There's lots of travel tools out there you can do from the palm of your hand on your phone these days. There's a lot of things out there that people don't know about. I share them what I have and they go, well, how do you know about that? So I'll share them with you. Culture, eating and drinking. Well, I reckon this is a pretty easy button to push. No matter where we go, whether it's away for a weekend or a big overseas trip, this forms a big part of what we're going to do when we're away. And a reason to go. Tips, hacks and bargains. I'll share with you, yep, I do cheap and often. But hey, that's okay. What I'm going to do is share with you all my tricks of the trade, the things I've found to be able to get a good deal. Purpose. As I said earlier, this was the motivation behind the channel, and it's really important because without a sense of purpose, how are you ever going to have fulfillment? And simply put, what's the reason you're going to get out of bed for every day? Use of time and things to do. As the saying goes, don't waste a day because you won't get another one. So we'll cover ways you can make good use of your time, especially in retirement, so you've always got something fulfilling to do every day. Technology. Keeping up with technology is not only a necessity these days, but it's also a great way to keep the mind active and have a willingness to try new things. Hey, look at me, I'm in my late 50s and I'm on YouTube. And quite literally only 2 weeks ago, before the moment, I was just a YouTube watcher and consumer. I'm really excited. This is a great way for me to learn new things, and it's something I'm really grabbing with both hands and taking on. Community involvement. For many people, giving something back is really important and fulfilling. There's a ton of things you can do, whether it's volunteering, being involved in local groups or sporting clubs. We'll show you ways that you can get actively involved and speak to others who are already doing it. Personal growth. When does a day go past where you don't learn something new? Whether it's online, listening to podcasts or doing things in person, there's a ton of information and courses out there that you can take up to ensure your own personal evolution. Friends and family. Staying in touch with those close to you is really important. And it's really fulfilling if you're the instigator behind it. And finally, and by no means least, you. I've saved the best to last to make mention of the most important person in your life. Yes, that's you. I really want this channel to be a motivation for you, so you can get the best out of yourselves together with all of us, so we can also all be the best version of ourselves. So with all of that said, it's time for me to get to work and get some content out there for you guys. As I've touched on, this channel is only going to work with your involvement, so I'm really looking forward to getting your thoughts and ideas. So guys, if you like what you've seen today, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button so you're kept up to date with all of the new content, because there's plenty to come and I'm super excited to be bringing it to you. See you next time.